92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good morning, it's Wednesday, May 7, 2025. Mental health is real. Seek help and the stigma. On the news this morning, pirates abduct boat passengers along Isaka River in Rivers State. Reactions as Senate names committee to monitor Rivers emergency rule. God blames saboteurs for fresh oil spill in Ahoda community. Poor jam performance stirs mixed reactions among stakeholders. On the foreign scene, India launches airstrikes on Pakistan, Kashmir. Details of these and more after this break. With the news, 12 boat passengers and their drivers have been kidnapped by pirates along the Isaka River in Rivers State. The pirates also hijacked 2 passenger boats and carted away goods during the attack. The boats were heading to Cawthorne Channel and Bili when the incident occurred on Tuesday. Chairman of the Maritime Workers Union in Rivers State, Mr. Israel Waribo-Pepo, confirmed the development to correspondent Emekotoka.
12 passengers and the driver are under captivity right now, and the other 2 boats have been hijacked. This one is just at the front of Isaka. 3 boats. One is going to Cawthorne Channel, one is going to Bile, while the other one is going to Bonny. But the one going to Bile is the one that they capture the boat and the passengers, including with the driver. The other one, they only hijack the boats and the property in the boat and chase away the drivers. So please, we are calling on the sole administrator. Let him sign this something because it's getting out of hand.
Mr. Waribo-Pepo also appealed to the sole administrator of Rivers State, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, to beef up security on the waterways, particularly around the Isaka and Bile route. He said the Maritime Police Unit are underfunded and ill-equipped to tackle insecurity in the area.
My concern is that the Marine Police, from my own findings, they are not properly funded for them to give the boys because there's no fuel for them to move. Even when I contacted the Marine Police commander, the same complaint of no fuel and all the rest. But for that of the from Africa to them, I think that side is in money because the LNG is supporting them financially to provide fuel and all that. But this further one, I think they have this problem of fueling of the gunboats. The gunboats are there, but no fuel for them to do the work. And that is why the place is for us. Is that the sole administrator should please look at it. It's all about security, and I know that the Navy gunboat doesn't operate towards this area.
When contacted, spokesperson of the Rivers State Police Command, Grace Iringeko, said she would respond to the inquiry later. Moving on, former federal lawmaker Senator Osinachuku Idozu says the Senate and House of Representatives could have had a joint committee to oversee the Rivers State sole administrator so that they do not duplicate effort. His remarks follows the Senate's move on Tuesday to establish an 18-member committee to monitor the activities of the sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas. A similar committee had already been constituted by the House of Representatives in April. Speaking in an interview with correspondent Martha Okere, Senator Idozu, who represented Rivers West at the Senate, says he hopes their actions are not geared towards extending the emergency rule in the state, a move he believes would not serve the best interests of Rivers people.
The letter from Mr. President was addressed to both chambers, and it's their prerogative to set up a committee to ensure compliance. While that is their prerogative, I hope what they are doing now is not intended at extending the state of emergency, but a committee led by the Senate leader, even though it looks a bit clumsy, 20-member committee. I think that's a lot. Let the House of Representatives have earlier set up one. The Senate can do the same. Even though I have imagined that both chambers should have had a joint committee so that they don't duplicate efforts.
Senator Idozu said that the peace sought to meet the political crisis in the state cannot be achieved merely through the formation of committees. According to him, genuine resolutions lies in the hands of the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike and Governor Siminalayi Fubara. He called on both leaders to prioritize the welfare of the state.
I imagine that it's a case of two brothers fighting at the detriment of the family for the benefit of the complete stranger. I do hope that they understand that two of them are the ones to resolve this issue. It does not require the National Assembly setting up a committee, the president setting up a committee. As a matter of fact, I would suggest that everybody stay out. Let two of them go into a room. They will come out of that room resolved. It is the fifth columnist that wants this problem extended. I don't think Rivers people are benefiting.
The former Rivers West senator also appealed to Rivers residents to remain calm and avoid actions that could jeopardize ongoing peace effort. Now, on Tuesday, the Senate appointed leader Obeyemi Bamidele as chairman of the 18-member committee to oversee activities of the Rivers State Sole Administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ebas. The Senate President Godswill Akpabio made this known during the resumption of plenary. Other members of the committee include Senators Adamu Aliero, Osita Izunaso, Osita Ngu, Kaka Shehu, Aminu Abbas, Tokumbo Abiru, Adeniyi Adebire, Sani Musa, Simon Lalong, Asuko Ebeyong, Adams Oshomole, Ireti Kingibe, Onyekachi Nweboye, Idiat Adebule, Ide Dafinone, as well as the clerk of the Senate. Now, Senator Akpabio said the committee was created to strengthen transparency and accountability in the state's governance. Recall that the House of Representatives last month inaugurated an ad hoc committee to oversee the administration of Rivers State during the ongoing state of emergency. Now, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, inaugurated the committee with the Leader of the House, Professor Julius Ihombere, as chairman. During a meeting between the House of Representatives Committee and the Rivers State Administrator, which was held on the 25th April after two other failed attempts, Administrator Ebas requested the House of Committee to grant him more time to adequately prepare and present a comprehensive briefing. He apologized for his inability to appear before the House previously. Now, meanwhile, the director of Abuja School of Social and Political Thought, Sam Amadi, says the National Assembly has no reconciliatory role to play in the emergency rule declared in Rivers State. Dr. Amadi made this known in an interview with correspondent Yobi Uruware while speaking on the lawmakers' plans to resolve the political crisis in Rivers State.
That's the point. They leave what they're supposed to do and do what they're not supposed to do. National Assembly has no broader interest of reconciliation. If they have interest of reconciliation, they will make a new law, creating a national conference. The job of National Assembly is to make laws, not to engage in arbitration. If they care about national interest and they think it's not being done well, their job is to do public hearing and make a law, either creating a commission, creating agency with a mandate to reconcile people. They don't go and engage in meetings to reconcile. They're not executive. But they can't distinguish between executive and legislature.
Now, he advised them to strictly focus on their legislative duties and stop meddling in the function of the executive arm of government.
The parents declare state of emergency. They have to consent. They have consented. They have run a business with the state of emergency. Parent has scrambled the democratic structure in that state. In fact, the state administrator has no business doing the things he's doing. He has no business calling meeting of his presumption of state of emergency that there's an emergency to be dealt with. So administrator is for purpose of preserving peace. The Mr. Parent says there is a likelihood of breakdown of peace and a stop to democracy. Focus on that. If there are no more threat to peace, the state administrator should go away and let the democratic system come to do all this. So National Assembly has nothing to do here. And having approved it, allow the president to manage the state administrator. That's how the concern is.
A policy analyst also asked the Supreme Court to use the existing case challenging the state of emergency rule in Rivers State to restore sanity in the democratic governance of the country. In another development, the Senate shifted the passage of President Bola Tinubu's tax reform bills to today for proper scrutiny and debate. The four bills, Nigerian Tax Bill, Tax Administration Bill, Revenue Tax Board Bill, and Nigerian Revenue Service Establishment Bill, were forwarded by the President 6 months ago as part of efforts to reform the country's fiscal policies and boost revenue generation. The delay in the passage of the bills had raised concerns, especially after the House of Representatives approved them 2 weeks ago, putting pressure on the Red Chamber. In a related development, the Senate leadership resolved to hold a 2-day national security summit to brainstorm a solution to the rising wave of killings and other forms of insecurity in the country. Coming up next, poor JAMB performance does mixed reactions among stakeholders. Stay with us.
The families of which
You're welcome back, and now the rest of the news. An oil pipeline surveillance guard says the fresh oil spill in Ikata in Ahoda East local government area of Rivers State was caused by third-party interference. The guard, who spoke anonymously in a phone interview with correspondent Obiorware, said he witnessed the incident. He said local residents, especially farmers, believe the spill was a deliberate act meant to sabotage the government and the company that owns the pipeline.
What happened is that while on patrol in the pipeline for 10 inches, Okodia Rumepe, row at Ekata, Renaissance pipeline, I tried to investigate to inquire one of the causes of the spillage. I observed that it was as a result of a third-party interference. Pipeline was excavated by the oil thieves. Joint investigation will be carried out, which is GIV. After GIV, they cannot order for clamping, then they cannot clamp. The surveillance guards charged to be in that particular axis were not on duty.
The oil pipeline surveillance guard also alleged that an insider may have played a role in the oil spill.
While investigating from other farmers around the bush, I gathered fact that the vandals are sponsored, but though they are not mentioned. The villagers confirmed that to me because in previous times it happened. It's only when there is a vandalization that a contractor in charge of repairing a pipeline can actually have a job of such. Otherwise, when there's no spillage, when there's no vandalization, there will be no contract given to them. So most of these things you see comes from the office, revealing those responsible for this, because in any community we always know those who can do such a thing.
Earlier, the Executive Director of Youth and Environmental Advocacy Center, Five Face, Dumnamene, appealed to youth in the area to avoid sabotaging the company's facilities.
Because the petroleum industry has stipulates that if there is property interference in the area leading to oil spill, that's a percentage of the 3% will be withheld. And when this happens by actions of a few youth, it's going to affect the entire community because a percentage of their resources will be taken out as stipulated by the PIA. And that is going to impact other members of the community. So youth should stay away from pipeline vandalism, crude oil theft, and artisanal refineries because it's contributing to environmental damage, loss of resources to not only the country but also to the community, that a percentage of money that is supposed to go to their host community development trust will be withheld.
Dumnamene also called on authorities, especially the National Oil Spill Detection and Response Agency NOSTRA, to urgently investigate the cause of the spill. Away from that, the Rivers State High Court sitting in Port Harcourt has ordered all parties involved in the dispute over a piece of land in Walamini Wiku Mbodalo along Tam West Road in Ikwere local government area to immediately cease all forms of development or interference on the said land. According to the court document dated March 28, 2025, cited by our correspondent, the court presided over by Justice S.H. Aprioko gave the order while ruling on an interlocutory application filed by Clobeck Nigeria Limited, the claimant in suit number PHC/2272/CS/2024. Justice Aprioko directed both the claimant and the defendants to produce a composite survey plan from the Office of the Surveyor General of Rivers State within 21 days. The decision comes amid a legal contest between Clobeck Nigeria Limited and 5 defendants, including Michael Amadi Owu, Ampal Construction Nigeria Limited, Chief Chris Wike, Mr. Joseph Norum Wale, and Nasir A. Ibiloye. That was adjourned to June 3, 2025 for pre-trial conference and the production of the composite survey plan. Elsewhere, as part of effort to revamp healthcare facilities in the Ikwere local government area, the sole administrator, Mr. Christian Njobao, has visited the Ozwaha Primary Healthcare Center. The sole administrator, accompanied by the medical officer in charge of health in Ikwere local government area, Laurent Odo, and the director of administration and personnel, Martina Otu Ebirie, took a tour of the facility, noting various degrees of dilapidation and vandalization. The team later met with the staff of the health center led by the head nurse, Wally Happiness. Addressing the staff, the sole administrator, Christian Njobao, promised to partner the state and the federal government to provide solutions to primary health care needs. He also promised to fix the facility's solar system.
We came here basically to see for ourselves what is going on in our health centers. Primary health is a concern to federal government and the state government. It's also a concern to the local government because that is our primary responsibility to ensure that primary health centers are working efficiently. And one of the ways we can do that is to visit and get first-hand information on your challenges and how we can, ameliorate some of those challenges with solution. We will always partner with the states and the federal government in providing solutions to primary health needs.
On her part, the medical officer in charge of health in Ikwere local government area, Laurent Odo, commended the sole administrator's swift intervention in improving healthcare in the area. She also thanked him for implementing the new salary structure recently approved by the state government.
I want to express my sincere appreciation to the sole administrator of Ikwere local government area, Mr. Isaiah Christian, for his prompt intervention concerning health matters, not only in this facility but other facilities. Since his appointment, he has always put health at the fourth burner in the local government. I also want to use this opportunity to thank the sole administrator in the person of Mr. Isaiah Christian for the new salary structure to the local government staff, especially the health sector. We are really grateful.
Earlier, head nurse of the Ozwaha Primary Healthcare Center, Waliu Happiness, raised concern of a vandalized solar system at the facility. In other news, the Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, has attributed the low performance in the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination UTME result to the improved integrity and security of the exam process. The minister said this while speaking on Channels Television. The minister advised Nigerians not to review the result from the JAM exams as the minister advised Nigerians not to view the result from the JAM exams as a national setback, but rather as a realistic reflection of the level of academic preparedness among students when examinations are conducted properly. We're going to a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the news.
Special announcement.
Strikes on 9 sites in Pakistan and Pakistan-administered Kashmir. 3 locations have been attacked and 8 people killed, Pakistan's military says. Residents in Muzaffarabad in Pakistan-administered Kashmir were jolted away by huge explosions. And that's a wrap on the news this morning. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. Pirates have abducted 12 boat passengers along Isaka River in Rivers State. Reactions are trailing the Senate setting up of a committee to monitor Rivers emergency rule. A guard says the fresh oil spill in a Ahoda community was an act of sabotage. Now, the mass jam failure is stirring mixed reactions among stakeholders. On the foreign scene, India has launched airstrikes on Pakistan and Kashmir. The news was edited by Chioma Ezenwafo. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I am Ifechukwu Moyele. Many thanks for listening.